So what I wanted to talk about today was I wanted to spend a little bit of time going over teams in HubSpot, specifically assigning teams, kind of understanding how to set them up. And then after you've got them set up, partitioning your assets like landing pages, emails, workflows, that kind of stuff to specific teams. Because when you do that, you're able to restrict the access for your assets in HubSpot to only the people that need to see it. And you can do it on a team. You can do it at a user level, but it's at a team level. It helps you do it at mass, which you can find will be pretty beneficial as your team grows, as your company grows and your team grows, and you add more people into your HubSpot portal. So I'm going to go ahead and share my screen to create and edit teams. And this will only be for mostly super admins, or if you have higher level access in your HubSpot portal, then you'll be able to do this. If you aren't able to go in and actually edit teams, then speak to your admin of your account. But what you're going to want to do is navigate to this little gear settings icon up in the top left. And then on the left here, you're going to see account defaults. And right below that, it's going to be users and teams. You're going to click in there and just give it a quick moment to load up. So the first thing you're going to see is all of the people that are in your HubSpot portal. As you can see, this is our team right here. And you can manage the users, and you go in and actually remove different permissions, assign them roles and everything. And then if you go up to this top tab, you're going to see teams. And so as you can see right here, we've got one team, it's parent team. I actually created it just to have that set up, but you can actually have parent and child teams, which is a cool, unique feature. But I'm going to go ahead and create a team. So we're going to call this one the child team, or we'll call this one test. So we can just see what a regular team looks like. Test team. And then we're not going to assign it a parent team, but we could do that with the parent team. I guess we might as well in this case. And then you can add the team primary members. So the difference between additional team members and primary team members is that primary team members, you can only be a primary member of one team. So if you have a marketing team that also, and maybe an advertising team that's separate, you could have your marketing team all in this, we could call this our marketing team here. Marketing team, and then we would add all the users. And then, so in this case, I'm already on a primary team, so I won't be on this one, but we'll do Blake, we'll do Sonny and Brennan. So that's our marketing team. Not really, but we'll say that they are. And then if you had an advertising team, you can include them as additional members, because you know that some of the assets that you're going to be using, they're going to need access to. And if you partition out your assets, and I'll show you how to do that in just a moment, and you don't have them as additional team members, or there's no relation between the two teams, then they won't be able to see those. Not only will they not be able to edit them, but they won't be able to see them either. So it's important that if you're doing teams and you know that there's a relation between the work that you're doing, whether it's sales and marketing and advertising, service and sales, make sure that you have the relationship set up between either team members or the parent or child team with them, so that they're able to have visibility over the stuff that you're working on. So I'm going to go ahead and save this, the marketing team. We'll go back to all teams. So now we have the parent team, and then we have the child. It'll show our child team is the marketing team. So if I click in here, we'll see the marketing team, and we can click in and see that. And it's pretty basic setting them up. That's basically all you'll need. You'll probably want to create different teams for your different departments. There's lots of different ways to do it, and I'll make sure to drop a resource on just getting them set up and anything else you may need to know. Enterprise users have it a little bit different too, from just HubSpot Pro. So then I also mentioned that you can actually go through and partition out the different assets that you're working on, all of your HubSpot assets across the board. So I'm going to go, as an example, I'm going to go over to landing pages and just show you how it's pretty simple, but obviously it helps to see it in real time as opposed to just trying to figure it out on your own. So we've got these 3 pages. I'm not sure that these are being used for anything. I'm just going to use the test page. and then you can actually go up to assign users and team. So in this case, it's available to everyone. So anyone that's in our HubSpot portal right now, they would have access to whatever page it is or whatever you have selected here. But you can go through and click this, and we could actually select it on the marketing team, or you could even drill down to specific users that you need to see. But once you have your teams in place with the relationships, this will make it a lot simpler, because a lot of people do use it. So like, oh, only the developers have access to the website pages, or it's very limited. But this is so that, I mean, if you have your team set up right, you don't have to worry about, as your team grows, you don't have to worry about like, oh, going through and individually selecting each one. Because realistically, if you're building lots of things in your portal, this will help simplify it. So we're going to do the parent team. That way I have access to it. And we are going to save that. So now anybody that would be coming in that isn't on the parent team, so it wasn't one of me or one of the 3 people that I added to the child team, which was, we call that the marketing team, this won't be visible to them. They won't be able to see it at all, and they won't be able to edit it. And you can change the permissions as well. Yeah, so that's what I wanted to go over. Hopefully some people watch this and they have some questions for me about it. But that's pretty much like the general instructions that you should follow when you're partitioning out your assets. It's very simple. It's usually just select and assign, and then you can go through and select who you want it to be assigned to. And you can do it at mass too. So I could select all of these at once and assign them out. And I know you can do it with CRM records. You can do it with views, conversations, inboxes, dashboards. You can even do this with. So I can actually jump back and show you the dashboard too. And then I know that there is a beta for the deal ticket pipelines and a beta for the lists and email subscriptions as well. I don't know that those are fully available yet, so I'm not going to show those until I'm sure they will make them, because we've run into some issues with lists, making sure that only certain people have access to certain lists, because you don't want the wrong team going in and editing things and making it confusing for everyone else. So you see this assigned up in the top right when you're on a dashboard. So in this case, I'll go to the marketing dashboard because we named the team the marketing team. You can actually select on this and you can edit the access here. So you can do everyone, view only, private to the owner, or you could go down to the specific team, users and teams. So we're going to go view and edit. I'm going to hit next, and then I can select my teams here. Same thing that you kind of saw there, just in a little bit of a different location, because you're not actually selecting things like you were with the landing page. But it is the same concept overall. And I'm not actually going to say this in case someone wanted to use the marketing dashboard that isn't on that team that I just created. So I don't want to hide this from them and have them, if they're jumping in for a Facebook Live to demonstrate something to you guys, I don't want to hide anything for them. But yeah, that is the gist of everything I wanted to cover. I know it wasn't super crazy, but I found that some of these little features that I tend to like graze over or don't think twice about anymore are ones that people can find super helpful, because it's not always something that comes right to mind. And I tend to take my own knowledge and experience with HubSpot for granted. Hope you guys found this helpful. And as always, have a great week. Bye, everybody.